Hey guys, so yeah, this one's probably going to be a hard one for me to get through. I'm going to probably keep this one as lightly edited as possible, just like the first part that I just rewatched before I go in and edit it and upload it to YouTube for you guys. I am also going to make sure that neither one of these, part one or part two of these videos, have any mid ad rolls in them because that's not, like, I'm not here to make money off these videos. It's more to explain my situation for those of you that may not be following me on Discord, may not have a clue what's going on, but have followed my content, subscribed to my content, and wondering why there's been no content from me. As my situation is a pretty serious one. I'm actually home for like the first time. Actually, that's not quite accurate. I'm home for the second time in 16 days. The first time I ran home was to pay some bills and take care of that stuff. This time I'm home, which I'm going to get into probably why I'm home right now. Um, but with that said, you guys, some of you guys from part one, you probably get an idea of the direction this video is going to go. But yes, so I am here, or I shouldn't say I'm here. The content from me hasn't been coming out because I haven't been home to make content. And why haven't I been home? So for you guys that follow me on Discord, already know where this is going. For those who haven't, my daughter, um, oh, I can't even think of the official date off the top of my head right now. I know today's day 17. I know that much. Um, but anyways, the last live stream I did, and you guys can probably see the last video posted before these parts one and part two. I did that day, guys. So before I talk about that day, so history, my daughter. Um, March 2018, she was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer. The cancer is called neuroendocrine carcinoma. You guys can look it up. When I first looked up and they told me that it was her cancer type, I'm shocked because if you Google it, it doesn't really come up as a children type cancer. It comes up as like older men type cancer. It's weird. She gets treated at Hershey's Children's Hospital in Hershey, PA. Um, Sorry, I'm gonna mute my phone. But anyways, it is a aggressive, rare form of cancer. I know when Hershey diagnosed her with that cancer, it actually took them 28 days to diagnose her cancer type. It was because of how rare it is. They actually had to mail a second set of uh, I don't know, specimens for the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia to get a second opinion on the cancer type, and that's when it was confirmed that it was neuroendocrine carcinoma. Um, in fact, her situation was getting so bad that the doctors at Hershey literally had to start chemo treatment before they even had her diagnosed because her health was rapidly declining. The cancer was from head to toe. It was in her bones. She had a huge tumor in her lung, and I guess I know this is getting kind of graphic, and this is not going to be a feel good video. I'm just warning right now, it's not going to be a feel good video. Um, she had lesions. She had lesions growing in her spine, pressing on several nerves, causing her a lot of pain. It just was not. I mean, she had lesions in her brain. But anyway, so they did the chemo, and the chemo was very effective. Sorry, I checked. Look at the time. The chemo was very effective. It got rid of the cancer completely. Well, I'm using the word. Don't take that word literally, but it got rid of the word was no visible signs of the cancer in her body. So for someone from head to toe, the doctors, when they diagnosed her, sat us down and told her mother and I that she probably only had a year to live. Um, as a parent, that is a difficult thing to hear. And how I handled I struggled to handle it in a healthy way. Even though you probably looking at me and seeing the way that I handled it, people probably thought I had my shit together, my head on my shoulders. But I could tell you on the inside, I was anything but that. Um, I just couldn't allow myself to fall apart for my daughter, and um, to die. I don't know if that hurt, helped, or whatnot, but it was just constantly what I tell myself, even though I was a mess inside, personally. But yeah, let's move on from that. Um, so, anyways, um, so the cancer treatment she got, she had to get these treatments every 3 weeks. Like I said, it was 6 cycles. Got rid of it. I spent those. You guys heard me talking in part one where I did trips. So I took that summer, did trips with Maddie. She got to do a Make a Wish. I'll put up photos of a Make a Wish if I haven't done it in part one already. Put up photos of just a Make a Wish event. She went to Disney World. It's an awesome program for Make a Wish. I always felt bad because as her being a Make a Wish kid, they get to cut the lines and stuff like that, and some of these lines are extremely long. So I always felt a little bad that some other kid or parent would be next up in line and they would have to wait for Maddie to go because it was just part of the Make a Wish program. And I'm hoping those parents were understanding of the situation. I don't know how, if I was a parent, my kids were next up, we just waited in line for, 30, 45 minutes. I don't know. Some of them look pretty long. And then just be told, oh, we have a Make-A-Wish child to have to go. So I don't know how they felt about that, but that's beside the point. I just always remember feeling a little awkward that, that my child always get the butt in front for the Make-A-Wish program. But I mean, other than that, she wouldn't have been able to experience as much as she did. We went in August, which is the rain season down in Florida. It rained every day, so we had to get as much done as we possibly could early in the day because late in the day it just was raining nonstop every evening. But anyways, she got to go back to doing cheerleading, but that fall 2018. Is when we were notified that her cancer had returned. The tumor that she had in her lung had returned. It wasn't as widespread as it was when she was first diagnosed or she first saw her. So since the first line of treatment failed, is the way, because they say if the body has readapted and regrown it, then that treatment's no longer an option because your body has now seen it and the cancer is now adapted to it. So we went to the second line of treatment. When we were first told about it, they're like, it's got a 21% chance it's going to do anything. So, as a parent, all you really want is more time, as much time as possible. I mean, in a perfect world, you go before your kids, and that's just the way a perfect world should work. And unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world. How children, I see parents with children with cancer. It just breaks your heart. I've met parents who have lost their kids to whatever type of, insert your cancer here. And I honestly don't know how those parents are I don't know. They have such a positive outlook. They want to help other parents, and I admire them. I just don't know how they do it because I can't imagine being in their shoes and even though the hard fact is I could be in their shoes one day, and that's a heartbreaking thing to come and something I deal with, and I'm glad I'm able to talk about it without losing my shit. So sorry for the curse word. But anyways, so the second treatment, only 21% did anything, and it actually did way more. It got rid of the cancer again, but it was more of a maintenance chemo, so she still had to keep taking it. So she took it every 3 weeks. After the cancer went completely away, means that she did a PET scan. I don't know what a PET scan stands for. It's what they call it. Scans your body head to toe, sees for any activity of cancer cells, which it shows none. So after the second PET scan came back clear, they decided, well, we can move to every 4 weeks. So she'd been taking the drug for about a year and a half, every 4 weeks. Yeah. So we thought everything was great. Everything was good. And then as it got closer to the summer, she started complaining about a tingling or sometimes a numbness in her arm or her leg. And, so the doctor started, throwing some possibilities out there, what it could be, what could be causing it. I think and then she got a PET scan done, which showed clear. And I think a lot of us were just hoping, I guess hoping is the right word, because I think we just all assumed the best option was the one causing it, or at least the best option that out of all the options it could be. We all just chalked it up, but maybe it's just she's on chemo for so long that it's having an effect on her strength and stuff like that. So they decided they were going to pause chemo, put her in some rehab to help get her strength back in her right side, her arm and her leg. and they gave us some things to look out for. So this takes me up to, and with everything going on, that's why I recorded that part 1 video you guys saw. I recorded back on July 12th. I had to go into properties to find out actually when I recorded it. So because I knew that it may come to a point that I needed to explain this, and I've always put off doing that video because it's just something I really did not want to talk about, and I still don't really want to talk about it. I wish I didn't have to talk about it, but yeah, I just feel like I need to be honest with you guys. But anyway, so the morning of that live stream. So the morning goes on. I usually would make sure my daughters are up before I started doing the live stream, make sure all their, they've gotten their breakfast, Maddie's gotten her meds, and then I go and do the live stream. So I did the live stream. After I was done, I went and checked on her. She was downstairs laying down. She said that her head was really, she said her head was hurting. And so I kind of, let her rest, see how she feels. And then I probably came upstairs. I don't remember if I was working, what I was doing at that time. I remember being up here in my little corner studio. And I heard my oldest daughter scream at me, Maddie's throwing up. So, yeah. She didn't have a fever, because I did check her fever when she had the headache. But yeah, so I was like, okay. So I texted her mother. Her mother called Hershey, which Hershey ended up having to call me because that's where Maddie is. And explained to him, because they're concerned of her complaining of a headache and now nausea and throwing up, they really wanted to get her scanned as soon as possible. So we go to our local emergency room where they do the CT scan, and just like when she was first diagnosed, the doctor pulls me out of the room and takes me into another room. Actually, the first time she was diagnosed, they actually just unfolded a chair right then and there and sat down and talked to us. And that's when they told me that the CT scan showed tumors in the brain. So I was immediately from there up to Hershey that night, and I'm about an hour and a half from Hershey, PA. So yeah, so guys, that I've pretty much is where I've been the last 17 days. I've only been home once, and that was coming to pay bills. This is the first time I'm home. My daughter just got moved from being in the actual children's hospital. Now she's in a rehab facility. I'm not going to get into details about that. It's just, like I said, it's not a feel-good story, and nothing I would have to share would be anything good news, to be honest. She is doing okay, but we've had a lot of setbacks for her actually getting the proper treatment that she actually needs to fight her cancer and to fight the tumors away. So that's kind of where that is. So anyway, she's at the rehab facility. Her mother went up to spend the day with her. The rehab facility really is only room for like one parent to stay. So her mother's up with her today, allowed me to run home and do this kind of video. So I'm home for like 24 hours, a little less than 24 hours. And it's going to allow me to edit part 1, do this video, edit this video. I'm going to do really late editing because I just don't have time to sit here and edit as much as I used to. And I'm not going to put all the bells and whistles into it like I normally do. But guys, that's why I'm not around it. And if you really want to be in contact with me and talk to me or whatever, my Discord is the best place. I have a group of Alliance teammates that have helped me manage my Discord because I just don't have all the time in the world. Some days I'm bored out of my mind sitting in a hospital, and some days it's just, Maddie's got to do this, Maddie's got to do that, and it's just yeah, it makes it a little bit more hectic. But yeah, guys, with that said, before I end this, I'm still playing Marvel Strike Force in the hospital. It helps me bypass time and stuff like that. I stopped playing Disney. I was playing Disney Sorcerer's Arena before all this. I stopped playing that game. I just don't have enough interest to play that game and deal with everything I gotta deal with. The free-to-play that I've been doing live streams on that account, I have decided that I'm probably going to go to a blog type format for the advancement in that account that's going to be posted to my Discord. So that's probably going to happen soon. Just because I'm trying out this method that hasn't been talked about or anything like that, and I do want to get the results out there to you guys. So if anybody's been following along, has an idea, and like I said, as soon as I'm able to or can get back to recording videos for you guys, I will be. I love doing videos. I just love my daughter more, and hopefully you guys understand that. That's where my priorities are. That's my world. That's my everything. And when I can be back, I will. All right, guys. Bye.